So I exist now to make people's life on LinkedIn a lot easier. So that's why I give actionable advice all the time, every week. I've got 4 newsletters, different people, sales, marketing, B2B, small businesses, and then a video one, which this one's going to sit on. So if you're not following that already, please follow. I'm going to talk about how to make your life on LinkedIn enjoyable, not frustrating. I felt the same frustrations as you probably feel with the content not relevant to you. And I'm going to tell you how to get around that. But first, I'm going to give you an example of another platform. And I'm going to take TikTok, which I love, by the way. I know I shouldn't at my age, but I absolutely love TikTok. It's one of my favorite social media platforms. So let me show you let me tell you how TikTok works. And let me tell you then how LinkedIn works with, I keep using the word algorithm and it's becoming a bit of a overused phrase. Essentially, TikTok will learn from your watch history and will serve you more content along those lines. So for example, and it works from dwell time, watch time. So you're skimming through TikTok, skip, and you come across a video that you dwell on. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example that I dwelled on a video and then probably dwelled on too many of those videos and saw lots of them in my For You page. It was a video on, it was a cow, I think, or a horse, and it was having its hooves cleaned out and then another shoe or a foot put on. And it's a bit gruesome, it's a bit horrible, but it's one of those things in life that kind of you get a bit hooked on. So I was there watching this thing happening and I was just mesmerized with it all. And then because I had that dwell time or watch time on that video, soon after it gave me more videos like that. And that's the way TikTok works. And TikTok works in a very, very short algorithm time period. Okay, so if you then stop watching that and start watching another subject, then it will serve your videos like that, video content like that. LinkedIn works in a different way. What it feeds to you is based around your connections. So if you've got a lot of first connections, it will start serving you up with their posts whenever they post something or whenever they comment on another post. That's another thing. And this is why I think people get frustrated with LinkedIn, because most of it's not relevant. So I'm going to show you 5 ways to get around that and make your life enjoyable again. The first tip is to trim your audience. So trim your first connections. So if you've got like 100,000 followers, there's going to be a lot of stuff on there that when you're scrolling, it doesn't feel like another social media platform. And there's ways around that. And the first one is to go through your connection list. And I have a rule. In my connection list, I have people that I either want to impact or give positive value to, i.e. my ICP, my ideal customer persona profile. Or the second rule is they influence me. I get great benefit or happiness from looking at their content. And I might never use their services, but it's something that I enjoy getting content from those people. So those fall into 2 categories. For me, anyone else, and this is just a personal view, but with the recent change in LinkedIn's algorithm, it's really important to understand that LinkedIn's impressions have gone down and they're serving your content now to people or more relevant to you, relevancy. And there's different ways they know that, which we'll come on to over the next couple of sections. So don't be scared to trim your audience. Don't go for the vanity numbers. Forget that. You know, everybody says profit is sanity, turnover is vanity. And it's similar with follower numbers. Now, if you are a business that has an offering for literally every man, woman, and their dog, then great, go for followers. But if you're in a niche market, having lots and lots of followers outside of that niche market is actually not doing you any favors, which you'll come on to in the next video when I post that, because I'm going to tell you how to streamline that down. But essentially, trimming your audience will also help you trim the amount that's in your feed. The second thing is, if you resonate with somebody's content and like it and want to see more of it, you don't have to, this does work, but you don't have to do this. Commenting and getting in the DMs will help push each other's posts up the feed. But if you've not got time on LinkedIn and you just want to use it as a browsing exercise and looking what's happening, then underneath everybody's banner, just underneath on the right-hand side, there's a little bell, and it's a notification bell. And it's got a couple of options there, and you can literally notify whenever they post anything. So you don't miss anything, because that then shows up in your notifications. So when you get your notifications, if you've had any likes or comments or anything like that, you can see people like John Smith has posted this, and then you can see that. The second thing is subscribe to newsletter content. And again, I'm going to mirror this actually over the two videos, because one is how to enjoy it and the other one is how to get business from it. And they're all in a similar sort of 5 tips I've got here. But subscribing to newsletter content is prime way of getting the most value from a creator on LinkedIn or somebody that you resonate with. You subscribing to your newsletter, you'll get a notification in your notification center, and you also get and if you subscribe, you also get an email from LinkedIn. And in the statistics, the analytics, you could actually see email click-through rate. So you can see if it's 30, 40, 50%. You can see that from that email that LinkedIn send that your next newsletter has been launched, and there's the title of it, then you can see how many people click through to that newsletter from their email. So that's quite important. And other social media platforms, we seem to be more easy. It seems to be natural for us to like or comment on something maybe outside of business. It might be your favorite football team and somebody's put something about the latest bad result and you don't agree with it and you might put a little comment. LinkedIn, I think people are quite nervous to comment. But if something's resonated with you or you don't agree with it and you've got an alternative view, put it in the comments, get involved. Getting involved on LinkedIn and not just becoming a watcher, I think gives far more enjoyment to the platform. The final tip I've got is engage with people, engage in the DMs. Now, LinkedIn gives you a huge amount of DMs available per month without any restriction to your first connections. Certainly if they're ICPs, people that you want to influence, then get involved with them. I probably have, 6 new meetings a month on average, I think, over this year with new people, whether that's not necessarily clients. Some of them are people that will never become clients. And I've made some great friends on here in terms of never met them, but met them on video and had several very good conversations. It makes the platform real. It's one of the only platforms that you can do that with, where you can meet the creator, if you like. And it also brings opportunities, not necessarily from you to them, but if they know what you do and you know what they do, then you're more likely to refer each other. And I've referred lots of people, and lots of people have referred me this year by just doing that, getting to know each other. And that for me, they're the 5 tips to make the platform a lot more enjoyable.